Ricky Wilde here on behalf of all of Ontario Professional Wrestling, letting you know that we are running the Arthur Caulfield Memorial Show, where all proceeds go directly to Brennan Caulfield, also known as Holden Albright, and the Caulfield family. This show will take place at 7 p.m. November 5th, 2022 at Battle Arts Academy, which is 4880 Tompkin Road in Mississauga, Ontario. This show promises to be family fun for all ages with raffle prizes, exciting matchups including Impact Wrestling superstar, the quintessential diva, Giselle Shaw, wrestling Alexia Nicole for the first time ever, as well as title bouts from promotions across Ontario and a no disqualification match between Rex Atkins and Eazy-E Eric Carney, where the loser will have their legs waxed live in the ring during intermission. All this and more at the Arthur Caulfield Memorial Show, November 5th at 7 p.m. Battle Arts Academy. Come out and support as all of Ontario wrestling comes together for what will no doubt be an unforgettable evening.
Boom, this is the man, the myth, the legend, Jack Evans from the heavens. And I would just like to inform you that you have been counted out with Mike and Tyler. Boom! And you know this, man.
Well, we are live, pals, and welcome to another edition of the Bill Apter Sealed of Approve, Counted Out with Mike and Tyler. This is going to be weird to say, but my name is Tyler Wolf, and I am joined this week by Mojito Mike. Mike, what's going on?
And just us, nobody else.
Yeah, that's it.
No Hall of Famers are going to be walking through that door today. You know, it's just you and I. The way Counted Out was intended to be. We've been really successful. We've been rolling. We've had a lot of interviews, but every once in a while, man, we got to get back to basics.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got to get back to what made Counted Out. We got to get back to the list, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna do that today. I'm kind of just here for the ride this week. Mike is he took over the show this week. I'm just here to say we are live, pal. I will say one thing though before I basically turn it over to Mike and just comment on whatever weird shit he's about to say this week. If you have not gone into the archives, please go back and listen to last week's show with Pretty Ricky. The Arthur Caulfield Memorial Show is Saturday, November the 5th, as you heard at the top of our show with that ad that we played. Any support that you can do via GoFundMe, via anything. I will be there. I don't think you're going to be able to make it. Are you coming?
Doesn't look like it, but I'm trying.
Okay. I will be at the show, so I'll try to, do some fun stuff there. Anything that you guys can do to help, please support. Please just retweet stuff, share stuff. You know what I mean? Check out Pretty Ricky's social medias. Check out Holden Albright's social medias, and just retweet the hell out of everything and spread that word, please, guys. We would love that help.
Absolutely. It's for a great cause. Ricky's a great dude, as you probably realized on last week's show. And it all goes to, Brendan Holden Albright, who is one of our favorite people.
Yes, to his family to help out with the costs of the unfortunate passing of his father. So again, if you guys have anything that you can share, anything you can retweet, every little thing helps. It doesn't matter if you think it doesn't. That retweet will put an eye on to somebody else, and maybe they can share it, or maybe they'll come to the show because of that. So anything helps, guys. Halloween has just passed us. We are on Halloween week. And if you watch Monday Night Football, you would know the Cincinnati Bengals were very scary as they sucked. It was a horror show. Yeah, it was a horror show. But you've got a Halloween themed list this week. Tell the people about the list, and then let's start talking about weird shit.
It's funny you say Halloween themed. I really wanted to do a Survivor Series list this week because we're in November now, and I was really struggling on what to do. This is why we're doing top 7 casket matches. I thought this was fitting because we are leaving Halloween and entering Survivor Series season.
Mm-hmm.
Halloween spooky casket match. Survivor Series has been home to several casket matches.
That's right. The first one in WWE history, if I'm not mistaken. WWF history.
Kamala?
Yeah, is that the first one in the WWF?
Was that a Survivor Series?
Yeah, 92.
Yeah, I believe so. I think.
Spoiler alert, I don't think that match will be on Mike's list, folks.
But yeah, so I thought it was very fitting that we did Casket Match right between Halloween and Survivor Series. But before we get there, man, I've got rants. We're not doing a hypothetical this week because I have things to rant about and things to talk to you about. I got debate issues.
So I don't have a clue, folks. Just for the record, I have not been smartened up to anything Mike is saying this week. I'm just here to say we are live, pal, and then I am here to react at this point forward.
Let's start with this. It's not exactly a rant. It's more of a debate. I want to ask your opinion. I have an opinion, and I want to ask your opinion on it. And it's something that happened just a few weeks ago. First of all, as everybody knows, congratulations on being on television on TNT.
Yeah,
just a few weeks ago, on AEW Rampage.
Myself and Van Landen and our friend Jordan, we are hell of singers. Let me tell you, Judas took full effect.
But that same week, there was a few episodes of Dark taped. One episode was had Jody Threat versus Ember Moon.
Yes.
I'm not going to go completely into it. Everybody knows the story. The match got very physical. Ember Moon, by the looks of it, we don't know it. We don't know anything. But by the naked eye, it looks like Ember Moon may have taken some liberties and got quite physical with Jody. Now, you spoke to Jody.
I did. I ran into her
the very next day at Rampage, and she couldn't have been happier with the way the match went. So let's put that on the plate. Not everybody else knows that part. Okay, that's not in the news. That's not on the dirt sheets.
That's a counted out exclusive, baby.
Yeah, exactly, because you spoke to her personally. Now, here's my question. Everybody's making such a big fucking deal about how violent and how how this match went, including Jim Cornette and everybody else is saying, "Oh, get rid of her, get rid of her." Here's my question for you. Would this be such a big deal if those were two guys in the ring?
Yes, I think it would.
I
think that we're just in this era now where people just want to make small things into big things. So I don't think if it's male, female, alien, fucking monster, Frankenstein, if people on the internet feel like there is a liberty being taken and they can blow something up and make it into something, I just think that's where we are as wrestling fans now. I don't think the sex matters. I also don't think that there was an issue in that match. Now, I could be wrong.
I've watched it. So listen, was the outside dump a little sloppy and it looked like it hurt? Yes.
Yeah, but that's just a sloppy move.
Exactly. Everything else I saw, like everybody had a lot of issues with the ground and pound.
Yeah,
the ground and pound did the ground and pound look vicious? 100%. Is it supposed to look vicious? 100%. Was that Ember Moon taking liberties, or was that Ember Moon being really fucking good at her job? Because if she was really fucking smashing in there, Jody would not have looked as clean as she did when she got up.
Jody would have been unconscious. You don't take 6 or 7 elbows to your jaw without your hands being put up, and number one, not have a mark on your face, and number two, be conscious. You know what I mean? No, that is, I do think there was a little bit of like a miscommunication part between Jody and Ember right before that. I think Jody slipped a little bit, it looked like, and Ember mistimed a kick. It looked like they caught her pretty flush, but there was no unprofessionalism here. And if you keep watching it after the dump to the outside, which is a dangerous bump to begin with,
100%.
Jody took a great bump for Athena into the guardrail. Like, you're not working with somebody like that.
I'm sorry, I keep calling her Ember Moon. I forgot that's her name now. Athena.
Potato, whatever, right? It's AW's lost in the shuffleness right now. But no, I don't think there's an issue. I did speak to Jody very quickly the next day. We were both walking to the washroom, actually, and she didn't mention anything about the match. You know, I'm not breaking anything here. Like, about oh yeah, she was stiff with me. She didn't say anything about that. I asked her how things went. She said she was so moved by the reaction the crowd gave her. It was amazing, and that I'd see her in December.
Yeah, we love Jody at the show. And I take Jody's word for it. If Jody's not pissed off, if Jody's happy with the match, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, moving on. We're gonna stick with AEW for a minute because
You fucking AEW mark, eh?
I know I have something to talk about because I realize I'm turning into an old grizzled man. I'm turning into an old bitter man.
Old man yells at cloud.
Yeah, at 100%. That's how I feel right now because there's something I just don't understand. I need you to help me with this. I think I'm understanding how my father probably felt back in 97 when I'm this teenager and I'm loving DX and it's all suck it and fucking Stone Cold said so, and my father's like, what the fuck happened, to say your prayers and shit like that. My father's lost in the shuffle at that point, and I feel like I think I'm there now. I don't get this scissor me daddy shit.
Come on, hit me. Scissor me daddy ass.
I think it is the worst fucking most ridiculous stupid thing I've ever seen, but it's over and I'm not going to take it away from anybody. It's fucking over. So when something is over, you go with it. I get that. I just don't fucking get it. It's just another fucking reason for me not to want to watch AEW. Is it me? Like, is it not fucking stupid as fuck? Or am I turning into old man yells at cloud?
I think it's kind of both. Like, you definitely sound like old man yells at cloud right now. Don't get me wrong. Like, is it the most creative catchphrase? Does it make sense? No, but it's over and people are having a blast doing it, you old bastards. So let them have their fun. All right. If they want to, apparently it started as a rib on air. The one guy did it to the other guy. I guess he had like a peace sign up and he did it to try to pop him on the camera. And then they did it to try to pop Billy Gunn, calling him daddy ass, scissor me daddy ass, right? So, and it, something funny. It is funny, like to watch these two grown men and Billy Gunn, these three grown men running around saying scissor me, baby. I don't really get it either. It's not my favorite thing on AEW, but it's over. It is making money, which is, big merch sales there. And it is something to hear an entire arena sing, "Oh, scissor me daddy." Like,
I mean, like, is this today's, suck it? Is that what that is?
100% it is. I saw a tweet that Jade Cardile put out the other day going, my kid runs around saying scissor me daddy at so much and loves it that I'm terrified they're going to say it at school.
And that's what 1997 was like for parents.
I can't tell you the amount of times that I got told not to say suck it at school.
Exactly. There's a picture of me and my buddies in the yearbook where we're standing there with fucking, right in front of our crotch. Yeah. It's that's what it was. So
I feel like suck it is worse still also. Like, you're basically telling, I'm in grade 8 telling people to suck my.
It's called a dick, Tyler.
Well, I didn't want to be that crude, but
it's sorry, penis.
There you go.
Is it worse? Probably, but it's not as stupid. It's just so, I think that's my problem with it. It's just so fucking stupid.
Well, I mean, if you look back, and I've said this many times on our show, to me, 1997 DX does not age well. I think it's terrible. I think they're not funny. And I feel like that's what we'll kind of look back maybe on Scissor Me, maybe a little bit of like, oh, fuck, do you remember Scissor Me? Like, well, that was so ridiculous, but it was fun. And people are having fun with it. His raps, Max Caster's freestyles have been pretty good lately.
I can't get into Max Caster just because he takes way too many fucking shots at WWE. It's ruined it for me. He's done it too many times now. Like
I'm usually on that train with you where I don't like the WWE shots, but the ones that he has pulled out have been so funny that I was like, damn, that's good. The one he particularly did to American Dragon was amazing. You're only famous because you're on your wife's TV show. Something about his father-in-law firing everybody. Like, it was There was a couple real good ones in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel Max Caster's a little obsessed with WWE. Like even in his real life, like there's pictures of him.
I see.
There's pictures
I
of
see
him
that.
like
With the
at
Vince
Vince's
McMahon
stars.
walk of yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like,
I'm with you on that.
I don't know.
And
It
I'm
just
not big on
the wrong way.
I'm not big on the constant WWE bashing, and he definitely is one of those guys. But his have been a little more clever than the rest, at least. I'm all for a good jab at the other company if it's clever.
Okay. I will say I'm glad that DX took the high road and didn't make any jabs at AEW.
No, they did that. They did their one comment, which I thought was pretty good.
What was the one comment? Maybe
they were trying to say like, "Where's Billy Gunn?" and I think one of them was like, "Oh, he's busy doing stuff with appliances right now or whatever."
Oh
like,
yes, yeah. I think Corey Graves said that.
Somebody in the ring said it, I think, and then Excalibur or Taz commented back on it on AEW.
Oh, I see.
They made like a comment on air, but nothing was done like disrespectful.
Okay.
It was like little
fun
pokes.
That's fine with me. Like I was really hoping he wasn't going to make another pissant company remark or something like that. Take the fucking high road, guys. Like be those guys. I was a little upset that they could have got Billy Gunn for that. All they had to do was agree to mention AEW on air, and Triple H said no. Yeah, I think that was I honestly think that was a bad business decision.
I agree 100%. I agree.
All you had to do was mention the product. People know it fucking exists, Triple H. Just because you don't fucking talk about it doesn't mean people don't know about it. I think it would have been good.
If I was Tony Khan personally, I would have been like, I will give you guys Billy Gunn, but I want you guys to do something with the Acclaimed as well. That would have been my demand. And they would
definitely would have gone.
And they would have said no to that, and that would have been cool. If I'm Tony Khan, though, and my demand is make sure you mention he's an AEW superstar, and you said no to that, that's silly.
To me, that's dumb, considering they just had Mickey James in the WWE not less than a year ago as Impact champion. So you can put Impact over, but not AEW for
there is a big difference between AEW and Impact.
True.
Impact's not running around taking constant shots at WWE. Also, AEW is the direct competition to the WWE. Not that it's really that close, because WWE's numbers are still blowing AEW's out of the water, but AEW is a much bigger deal than Impact Wrestling, unfortunately.
So I have two more things I want to talk about real quick before we get to the list, and both involve the beautiful country of Japan. First, I want to talk about WWE allowing Shinsuke Nakamura to go to Noah to face the Great Muta in one of his very last matches. So this is a thing that New Japan has been trying to do for a long time. They've been working with Vince about it, and Vince kept telling them no. Now that Triple H is in, Triple H said, "Yeah, let's fucking do it."
Yeah, but it's not New Japan though; it's Noah.
Oh, sorry, I meant Noah. I apologize. Yes, it's been Noah. I think this is great for everybody because number one, it's going to put so many fresh eyes on Noah that Noah's going to come out fucking beautiful from this. And it doesn't hurt WWE to let this happen at all. People are going to watch this match big time. I'm sure WWE has something in place to get a kickback. Like there's no way Triple H is smart enough to not get nothing from this. We don't know what they get back yet, but it'll be something.
I have a
What's
theory.
that?
Well,
okay.
Well, first of all, before I tell you my theory,
Muta in the Hall of Fame.
I was going to say I think we could see Muta on WWE TV this year. It's kind of the same thing that he did on AEW.
That'd be cool. I could see him in WWE TV like around WrestleMania season, and then put him in the Hall of Fame.
Do we know when his actual retirement match is?
I'm not 100% sure.
I know this match is happening on New Year's with Nakamura, but I know his retirement match is after that, right? When is Great Muta's?
Could you imagine if they made if the deal was he has his retirement match at WrestleMania?
That would be awesome.
Holy fuck.
I do think that it is very cool for Noah that they are working with the WWE and AEW at the same time because Sting will be in Muta's actual last match, which takes place It takes place on January 22nd. Will be Muda's last match, so almost a month after Nakamura.
So not at WrestleMania.
No, Muda will be done before then.
Sting and Muda at WrestleMania.
The event is called the Great Muda Final Bye Bye event on January 22nd.
Final Bye Bye.
Great name.
Yeah, I'll be watching that.
Yeah, I think it's kind of neat though. I think it shows the respect that Muda has earned in this professional wrestling industry, where he showed up at AEW Rampage, did that little thing where he helped Sting out, and then it was announced Sting will be a part of his last match, and then now you're seeing WWE, who from what you read on the internet, Triple H reached back out after that deal sounded dead to send a guy like Nakamura too, who's not a focal player on your company.
Exactly. If something was to happen, unfortunately, if something was to happen to Nak, if he got injured facing Muda, it's not going to hurt WWE right now.
And it doesn't hurt them to have him lose, because he's going to lose to
that
Austin Theory as well. Like, you know what I mean? Or whoever. He's not winning on TV. So
also it helps because Nak can go out, have, whether he's most likely going to lose to Muda, but he's going to go out, have a great match against Muda. People are going to remember that he's a fucking phenomenal wrestler, because Triple H, say what you wanted to say about the man. The man likes wrestling. All right. He likes his wrestlers being good wrestlers. So he's probably been disappointed the way that Nakamura has been booked for the last 2-3 years.
Yeah.
So this works for Triple H. You send Triple H to face Muda in a place where wrestling is appreciated, like Noah. Bring Nakamura back, where a bunch of WWE fans probably just watched Nakamura face Muda.
You think they'll transfer over?
I think some will. I think a good number will be like, because a lot of people like Nakamura. A lot of people might remember Muda.
It'd be smart if the WWE could broadcast that match on the network, because I don't think people are going to find it on. Yeah. I don't think people are going to know where to watch it, unless like people like us will find it. But
I don't know if AEW would allow that.
If Noah would allow it, or AEW?
AEW. I don't know if they'd allow Sting. I don't know if they'd want.
No.
That's not the one with Sting. So
yeah,
maybe
the Nakamura match.
Yeah, but I think it's great for everybody. I love everything that's happening in this situation right now. I love it. It is great for Nak, man. Can you imagine being Nakamura right now?
Yeah,
being handpicked to go face Muda. I don't know if they've ever fought before.
I'm not sure. I know Muda had a great rivalry with Tanahashi. I don't know about Nakamura though.
I feel like they haven't. So I think this is like Nakamura's got to be in heaven right now,
I'm sure they've probably fought.
Last thing I want to talk about, let's talk about your boy right now. I want to talk about the Machine Gun. Now, a little bit of controversy here, and I have an opinion, and I want to get yours. So for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about right now, obviously, that the Good Brothers are back in WWE, and they're signed to a contract, which means no matter what they, at the end of the day, they are employees of the WWE.
Yes.
Triple H has last say in what they do. Now, Carl Anderson is the never openweight champion over in New Japan. Here's the thing. He has a handshake deal with New Japan, not a contract. He has a contract with WWE. He is now double booked. He will not be defending his championship as advertised in New Japan on the day of the Saudi show. He will be at the Saudi show.
Mm-hmm.
New Japan is fucking furious, and they're taking shots at WWE. They're taking shots at Carl Anderson, saying that it's unprofessional of Triple H to book him.
They have officially announced now that he's not going to be on the show. They've officially announced that.
Yes. And they're talking about stripping him. Carl Anderson flat out said, "You're not taking this fucking title from me. Fuck you." So there's three people that are being blamed right now. You can blame Triple H for not honoring New Japan's booking. You can blame Carl Anderson for not keeping his word, or you can blame New Japan for not signing the fucking guy. I don't know where you lie. Here's where I go. I think the only person innocent in all this is Triple H. I don't think WWE did anything wrong. They are doing their fucking business. They signed a wrestler. They are using their wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple. When Carl Anderson signed on that dotted line, he knew he had a booking coming up. He knew that. That's not Triple H's responsibility to make sure that he honors his dates. That's Carl Anderson's responsibility. Triple H needs to make money off Carl Anderson because he's paying him a lot of fucking money.
Probably more than New Japan.
Exactly. So he needs him at the biggest show, one of the biggest shows of the year, the Saudi show. He needs him there. Sorry, New Japan. It is what it is. So I think Carl Anderson is at fault here for not carrying out his obligations.
Yeah.
However, I think New Japan is more at fault for having a handshake deal with a guy, putting a championship on him, letting him do whatever the fuck he wants with your title, and not making sure it's a bad business decision. It's a bad business move to not solidify your investment. It's silly. And now, and the only thing other that I'll say about Carl Anderson, where I think he's in the wrong, well, now they want to take your title away. You can't be like, no, fuck you.
I think that's more for a work. I think that's a work.
I hope so.
I do. That's what I think.
I hope so. But the whole thing is silly to me. Yeah. You be upset that you're losing your advertised match, but it's your own fucking fault, New Japan.
100% it is.
You've done this to yourself. You gave him the freedom to go sign wherever the fuck he wants, and he did. Why? Because wrestlers need to make money. And where is he going to make that kind of money? Not with you, but with Papa H.
Well, and here's the thing. It's been no secret for years and years and years that the Good Brothers wanted to go back to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And they probably have a price tag that goes with that. And they've proven that they're worth that price tag. Because if you look at what they did in Impact Wrestling, they brought so many new eyes to Impact Wrestling that came there specifically because the Good Brothers were there. While this whole time, the Good Brothers are like, we want to go to Japan. We want to go back to Japan. We miss Japan. We love Japan. Okay, they're back in Japan. You had months and months and months to put them to a contract, even if you sign them to a 6-month contract to do a small run with them. You know what I mean? It's not the days of the Baba Inoki handshake deals anymore. You know, the world doesn't work like that. And it shouldn't work like that because you're talking about a lot of fucking money. Like, you know what I mean? Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows are two people that have never shied away from the fact that we are worth money. We want to get paid. We will go where people pay us because this is a job and we have families.
There's
sorry,
a lot of
New Japan. You know, I'm sorry.
There's a lot of major players in the game right now. A lot of major players, and two massive companies breathing down your fucking neck for these major superstars. We're talking about Carl Anderson here. We're not talking about some fucking indie guy.
Yeah, but don't put your belt on a guy that you don't have under contract. And Tony Khan needs to start listening to that shit as well. Because, you hear all this stuff that Cody worked without a contract for a bit. Moxley. Dalton Castle is working. He's a Ring of Honor 6-man champion right now.
Not working with the contract.
Yeah.
They had him in a high-profile match with Chris Jericho last week, and he's working without a fucking contract? Dumbass.
See, I mean, listen, if you want to put... I don't mean to be disparaging to Dalton Castle here. I don't.
I love me some Dalton Castle.
Me too, and he was super over.
Man.
Super over. That was a great segment.
About the Peacock, baby.
100%. But if Dalton Castle didn't show up on Dynamite, they would have just put another guy in there, and no one would have gave a shit. You know what I mean? John Moxley was your world champion fighting without a contract.
Yeah.
Who's also your biggest star in your company. Guys, come on, man. I know Moxley's, team company guy, but all it takes is for one person to be like, here's a fucking $1 billion.
I'm sure New Japan thought Carl Anderson was a team company guy too. Right. Things fucking change when you put money in front of people's faces.
Sign people to contracts, especially if you want to put a belt on them. It's business, guys. It's business.
And you know who does this the best? You know who's the smartest when it comes to this?
Scott D'Amore.
I gotta say this every fucking week. How Impact is ahead of the game every week. He has two sections of guys, man. He's got the people that he'll sign for a full year at least, and then extend if he wants. And then he's got his guys that can do whatever they want, and he's not going to use them as importantly. But he knows that these guys that are kind of on the sidelines, that are not contracted or paid weekly, these guys, if they fuck off, Scotty won't be fucked. He's not putting titles on them. He's not putting major fucking stories on them. He's not putting them in the main event. Scott, Dave Meltzer can go fuck himself for calling Scott D'Amore the worst promoter of 2022, because Scotty, I think, is the smartest man in wrestling right now.
And the fact that they tape so many shows, like even if let's just say, for example, they sign, I'm just going to make up a name here. Okay. So this is just me making up shit. Let's just say they were like, hey, PCO, we're going to sign you for 4 months and you're going to do all this stuff. And then we're going to get rid of you. Right.
Yeah.
If PCO decides after 2 months, hey, fuck it, I'm out of here. Well, they've already got all your TV recorded anyways. So whatever, fuck them over then. Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? No, I love it. I love the rotation that they have with the main roster and these people that keep coming in. They keep it fresh. Honor No More, fresh. Now they're gone, right? Like, I really like the way that they're doing things over there. I just wish more people could watch it.
100%, and hopefully they get there one day. Last thing we'll mention before we go into the list is the plethora of pay-per-views coming to Canada. Man, we're getting. Is it Sacrifice? I think it's Sacrifice.
Yeah, is it a pay-per-view or an Impact special? What is it?
I don't. Sacrifice used to be. I don't give a fuck.
Adam content. Where are you?
Sacrifice used to be a pay-per-view. I don't
care
if
what
it's
it
an
is.
Impact special. I don't give it. We're going.
It's 100%.
It's gonna be in Windsor, Canada, Windsor, Ontario. I've never been to Windsor. I've been wanting to go to Windsor for years and years. I can't wait to go.
I have been to Windsor.
Okay, I'll say why.
They got a Burger King.
I'll say why I've been wanting to go to Windsor. Adam and Danny lived in Windsor for years, and I always planned to go and to visit them, and it never happened. Now they don't live there anymore. So that's why I always wanted to go to Windsor, because my buddies lived there. Now I had no reason to go, but I'm going to go. I'm going to see fucking Impact again, and I'm so excited about it. But WWE is also bringing pay-per-view back to Canada. Yeah. They're doing Elimination Chamber in Montreal, which is awesome.
Are we going to see that headline by Roman and Sami Zayn?
What month is it?
February.
No. Too early.
You don't think? You think it's too early to pull the trigger by then?
I don't. I think they're pushing everything back because of how red hot this angle is. Yeah, they're not. I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna go wait a while.
I think we see it. I think it's time to pull the trigger. Not right now. It's super hot.
I don't think
Sammy's feeling really oozy. Sammy's feeling really oozy right now. That's damn funny stuff.
If anything, maybe Roman and Jay by then.
You think so? No, Roman's gonna choose Jay over Sammy. Sammy's gonna turn into a mega babyface.
Eventually, yeah. I think it's going to be long term, though. I think it could even happen after WrestleMania.
You think so? I think we're going to see it around January. I think Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns we're going to see in February.
This is one of my favorite stories in wrestling right now. By the way,
it's really good. It's so really good.
Sammy is so white hot right now.
I mean, I wouldn't surprise me if we talk about it in a few weeks on our year-end show. It's coming. 7 topics, 7 guests. We're already working on it.
All right. Let me replenish my drink, and we're gonna get into some casket matches.
All right, Mike. Drink is topped up. List is ready.
Yeah, I got all 7 nails in the casket here.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I just hope that your list isn't so bad that I have to choke you against the wall and then accuse you of sexually assaulting me.
Oh. Is that a hide and right joke?
No, that's nails.
Oh, I forgot about that. I feel like we just talked about that a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, I told you that I was doing this because I wanted to talk about a little bit of Halloween, a little bit of Survivor Series. So this is what we're doing, man. And we're starting with Survivor Series. And we're going to the year 2008. And we're doing The Undertaker versus The Big Show.
I think this would have been my number 1. I love this match. I literally think that this is the best casket match that's ever been done.
You know that I'm not a Big Show fan. Okay?
Me too.
So when I put this on. I don't remember. I didn't remember anything about this match. I really didn't. So I had to rewatch it, and I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. I have to watch a fucking Big Show match. I love this match. It's so fucking good. I remember.
Excuse me. I remember when I did my Undertaker Survivor Series matches list a couple years ago. I watched this match. I think it was in my top 3 or 4, if I remember correctly.
And it has the most probably unique finish in all casket matches.
Yeah, I thought this was the most clever casket match. Definitely felt different than other ones.
No one had done the standing up casket thing before. He whips a Big Show right into the casket. Now we've done the whole afraid of the casket gimmick before. You know, Kamala was afraid of the casket. Yoko was afraid of the casket. They've done that. Big Show did it a bit differently. Big Show, there was something about Big Show, and they led up to it because wasn't he involved? I believe in the match with, was it Chavo?
I'm not too sure.
There was a casket match on SmackDown or something.
Taker and Chavo did a casket match
where he came out and he got involved and he wouldn't go near the casket. And now in this match, he's afraid of the casket. He did it a bit differently than Yoko and Kamala did, and I loved it. I think this is probably one of my favorite Big Show matches.
Yeah, I agree.
And
it's an awesome match.
They don't mention it on commentary, but I which is a lost opportunity, but I feel like this is like long-term storytelling. They should have been like, why is he afraid of caskets? And then they should have showed a clip of him fucking riding his dad's casket while
would have been amazing.
Right? While the fucking big boss man drove away with it.
That would have been amazing.
So yeah, that's my number 7. Fun as hell. It's probably one of the more fun matches, like because it's not a crazy hardcore violent match. It's just fun.
I think it's the most creative one for sure. I also really think that Taker and Big Show just had great chemistry together. They've had a very handful of very good matches.
Yeah, 100%. For my number 6, we're going to the Temple. We're going to the land of Lucha, and we are visiting Mil Muertes versus his brother, Matanza Cueto.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I don't think I've seen this match. I didn't even see it on my list of Cactus matches.
There was about 4 or 5 what they call grave consequences matches in Lucha Underground. This is one of my favorites. I just like this feud, to be perfectly honest. This is one of my favorite feuds in Lucha Underground. If I had to list my favorite feuds in Lucha Underground, I think Mil Muertes is probably in at least 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, he was really great.
I love Mil in this. And it's so funny to watch. You know, if you're an indie fan, this is technically Ricky Banderas, or what was his name in Impact?
Judas Messiah.
Judas Messiah, yeah, versus Jeff Cobb.
Yeah,
you know, but they're so great as these characters. Of course, in Mills corner, you have Katrina. In Matanza's corner, you have El Jefe himself, Darius Cueto, and they each play their roles very well in this match. It's a violent, just this a lot of like choke slams on top of the coffin, shit like that. Really, really different match. They had a very different take on casket matches in Lucha Underground.
Yeah,
I love it. They use it very well.
Yeah,
and like you said, presentation. It's the whole thing is part of the show. They do the Day of the Dead kind of thing, and there's you know, it's not just okay, bring out the casket and let's do this. No, they make a real big presentation out of it, and I love that.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree with that 100%. I was watching a bit of Lucha Underground last night preparing for this list, and yeah, what a great underrated product, you know.
I'm working on getting my hands on all 4 seasons so I can just binge them, and I want to do a Lucha Underground list sooner than later. While doing so, while looking for the Lucha Underground, I got my hands on the full season of Wrestling Society X, which was
Ooh.
a great surprise. So I'll be binging that soon as well.
I really hope that
And I sent
it
that to
holds
you, by
up.
the way. So
I
yeah,
did see that. I was gonna
I
message you guys, and
yeah.
I hope it holds up for you guys, because that was a long time ago and a different product, and sometimes it doesn't hold up like you remember it.
I know. Have you ever watched it?
I watched bits and pieces of it.
Okay, that's why I sent it to you. I'm hoping to get your take on the product afterwards. Speaking of presentation, my number 5 had a different presentation to a WWE casket match, WWF casket match at this point, because for the first time it was the heel who really took over the presentation of the casket, and we're going to Beware of Dog. And I believe 1996,
That was
and
correct.
it's Undertaker versus Goldust.
Yeah, great finish this match.
Great finish, underrated match. People seem to forget that this match was really good. This is an era where I think Goldust was one of the best wrestlers on the roster. 96 was the year of Goldust for me personally. Goldust was on fucking fire, and it proves it because he's in a program with the Undertaker.
Absolutely. And he's your Intercontinental Champion.
He's your Intercontinental Champion during a feud, during an era where this is one of the most red hot storylines, because you got Taker versus Mankind, heel Paul Bearer, who has now aligned himself with Goldust.
Yeah.
And he's, he's what did he was Uncle Paul to Mankind, and I believe Goldust was like mommy.
Yeah, he called
to
him
Mankind
mommy.
or something. Yeah. Very cool story. And then, but usually the casket is presented by the Undertaker. It comes out and Undertaker has this whole presentation. This time, the casket is solid gold. This is rare. This is Goldust. Probably the first person, the second person other than Mankind, to really be able to play mind games with the Undertaker on the Undertaker's level.
Yeah.
It's great stuff. Love the stuff. And of course, you alluded to the finish where this is the first time where the casket comes open and Mankind is in there waiting for the Mandible Claw. Now, they did this again later. I believe it was on a Raw or something. It was a casket match, Taker versus Vader. And they did the exact same finish. It didn't have quite the same
effect
oomph to it because we've seen it before. Not to mention, it was the worst Mandible Claw you've ever seen, and fucking Taker sold it like $1 million. So that kind of made it lose its grandeur. But this is a great match on a shit show of a pay-per-view, and not WWF's fault.
Yeah, it's on the power. The power took out the pay-per-view.
Exactly. This is one of the only matches I think they didn't have to redo.
No, this was a redo.
It was a redo?
They did. I think the power went out right before Austin and Savio Vega was about to happen.
Right.
I think they got the first match in on the live card, and the last match is what I think happened.
Yeah, and it's not WWE's fault that it was a shitty pay-per-view. It wasn't a shitty pay-per-view. It was just, it was the hand they were dealt with. Moving on to my number 4, we're going back to the Temple. Back to my boy Mil Muertes, but this time he's taking on Prince Puma.
Okay.
Of course,
I actually have never seen this match.
Oh, go ahead and see it, man. Ricochet, Prince Puma does his shit.
Yeah.
You don't see this kind of action in a casket match. You just don't. It starts with him doing a dive off the stage onto Mil. And, and it takes them a while to get to the casket. And then they get to the casket, and, there's a lot of spots where they destroy the casket so much that Mil has to go get a new casket. It's great. The only reason it's my number 4 and not any higher is I do find they spend too much time setting up spots.
I don't like that. Yeah.
And that's my problem. And a lot of wrestlers like, Ricochet and all the indie guys have that problem where they have these spots in mind, but these spots take time to set up. Or a pet peeve of mine is when the referee gets involved to set up spots. I hate that.
Yeah.
And that happens a few times where Mill brings out the new casket and he needs to set up the casket on the stretcher thing, and the referee helps him put it on. Like, why would the referee do that? That makes no sense to me. That takes me
Could be
out.
intimidation.
If they played it like that, 100%. But that's not how it was told in the story. You know? So that's my problem. But Mill, Mill squeaks one out, beats Puma. But Puma, man, he was a hell of a babyface for this company.
It's my first exposure to really seeing Ricochet work.
Mine as well. I hadn't really seen, because before that, I think he had done some work in New Japan and stuff. But
and
didn't
PWG,
really
he was doing a lot of PWG at the time.
Yeah, but no, I hadn't really been exposed to a whole lot of Ricochet. This was my introduction to a few guys. Like, this was my introduction to Ricky Banderas, to Jeff Cobb, to Ricochet, to Marty the Moth, to even cheerleader Melissa, who played, I want to say, Mariposa. I hadn't seen a whole lot of her before this, you know what I mean? So a lot of cool people broke out in this company.
Absolutely.
We're getting into our top three, and we're really focusing on Undertaker from this point on. I don't know how you're going to feel about this being in my top three. You're either going to love this or you're going to hate it. I don't think there's an in between. You'll have to remind me of the year. I forgot to write the year down. But we're going to what is booked. It's not true, but it's booked as the first ever handicap casket match in WWF. And we're talking about the Ortons, Bob and Randy versus The Undertaker.
Bob and Orton. Let me try that again. Bob and Randy. That was in 2005.
Okay.
I love this feud that these guys had.
Now let me clarify something. Even though WWE said on commentary several times it was the first handicap casket match, that's bullshit. Because they had one. It was Viscera Midian on Raw against the Taker a good 4 or 5 years earlier. So
no, it was Midian and Viscera against Triple H on SmackDown. It was supposed to be Taker against Triple H.
Oh, it was? That's right.
It was Triple H was feuding with Vince at the time, and they were heading into the 6-pack challenge pay-per-view at Unforgiven.
Oh yeah.
And Triple H had to run the gauntlet that night in different gimmick matches with everybody.
That's right. Oh, that was definitely during the Triple H show. Yeah.
Yeah.
This Orton's versus Taker match, I can use the same word I said for my number 7. This is fun. This is a lot of fun. And this is Randy really breaking out at this point. This is Randy making a name for himself against the biggest names like The Undertaker. I don't remember if this is during the Legend Killer gimmick. I think it might be.
Yes, it should be right. It's actually shortly after the Legend Killer.
And this is Bob Orton reminding us how good of a fucking heel he was. Very good heel. Love some Bob Orton. If people who didn't grow up with WrestleMania 1, you know what I mean? Like this is like your taste of Bob Orton, and he was great in this. Loved it. I just wish he had the cast on.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
But great spots. The what's it called? The fire extinguisher spot was great. I think there was some miscommunication with the commentary, because they kind of fucked up, and they're like, okay, well, now that Bob Orton's in there, he has to stay in there. It's like, what? No, you can't make him stay in there. That's so stupid.
You live here now, Bob.
Yeah, it's like you can't get out. Well, or what? He gets out, and you're going to disqualify them? Like, that made no fucking sense. That was stupid. But Randy and his old man get the win on this one, and then fucking Randy takes an axe to the casket, sets it on fire. It was a lot of fun. It was a really cool moment.
Yeah, and they recycled the finish of the Royal Rumble, so which is great visual. Great visual.
We are returning to our roots of Survivor Series, and we're going to 1994 for my number 2, and we're doing the rematch between Undertaker and Yokozuna.
What? This match sucks.
This is way better than the Royal Rumble match.
I didn't say the Royal Rumble one was good either.
I think this match is extremely underrated. I think this match is really good when you break it, when you sit down and watch it. Take the Chuck Norris shit out and just watch everything else. It's a great match. It's a great story. It's 10,000 times better.
Oh,
okay.
I found this match to be so slow and boring. A couple high spots here and there, but I never could get into this match. The highlight of this match for me is Chuck Norris kicking Jeff Jarrett and the great sell Jarrett does. I never got into this match.
Have I mentioned what your number 2 would have been yet?
No, I don't. I would have had it won't be on your list now.
No, because there's no way your number 1 doesn't match my number 1. No fucking way.
I had Phoenix.
I really
Phoenix and Mil Muerte. I really love that match.
That's in my. We'll get there in my honorable mentions. I just like the other 2 better. That's
and I haven't seen the other 2, so that I can't. I'm not going to be like, what the fuck, like. But
yeah,
I really love the chemistry that Phoenix and Mortez had together, and I watched most of that match last night. It was really good.
That was originally my number 7, and then I watched the Big Show match, and I'm like, Big Show's got to get on here.
Yeah, the Big Show match. I love the Big Show match.
Now, while I'm upset that you don't like the Yokozuna Taker match, oh well. But like I said, it's better than their Royal Rumble 94 match.
Yeah, that
match. But it's not better than the Royal Rumble 98 match, which is my number 1. The Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels taking on the Undertaker at the Royal Rumble in 1998.
I don't have a problem with this being the number 1 either. Obviously, Shawn and Taker.
This is the best casket match I have seen. Of course it is, because it's Shawn Michaels and the Undertaker. Who did the Undertaker have better chemistry with? I mean, you look at fuck you, Anthony. Who had a better fucking Hell in a Cell match? Who had a better casket match? Who had a better WrestleMania match? You put these 2 together, and they're going to do the best of whatever they're doing.
Yeah, it's gold.
It's as simple as that.
Except if you put them in Saudi Arabia together.
God. Wow, that should have just never fucking
happened. Should have never happened. But I can't argue this as your number 1. I know I said Taker and Big Show would be my number 1, but probably this is number 1 and then Taker Big Show 2.
And I want people to put something into context of how tough Shawn Michaels was but especially was in 1998. He suffered a career-ending injury in the first 2 minutes of this match. I timed it. The match wasn't even on for a whole 3 minutes left yet, and he does the flip over the ropes, smacks his back on the casket. That's where he fucked his back up, and that's what puts him out for 5 fucking years. He goes on to wrestle an extremely aggressive, dangerous match for fucking almost 30 more minutes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he does spots that he shouldn't be doing with a fucking he just broke his back. He literally just broke his back, and he's doing elbow drops from the top rope into the casket. You know what I mean? Like, fuck Shawn Michaels. If that doesn't solidify him as one of the toughest, one of the best in the business, I don't know what does.
Yeah, I mean, can't argue it, man. And then he came back to have even a better career. It's crazy stuff.
And this, of course, also pushed forward the grid storyline they were building with Kane, right? So just a few months earlier in October, Kane made his debut in the Hell in a Cell, and now we're in January where Kane has made a turn. It looks like Kane is on the side of his brother. No, not gonna happen. Because now it's WrestleMania season, so we gotta build towards that. So of course he comes out, he betrays his brother, and like we alluded to before, this is what Randy Orton kind of homaged, I guess, where they set the casket on fire, but then when they open it, he's gone and stuff like that.
I liked all this stuff.
Which was sort of an homage to the 94 Royal Rumble, except this time his ghost didn't fucking levitate to the heavens. What are your memories of this match, man?
I can't really say much more than what you just said. Like, to me, the biggest memory obviously is Shawn hurting his back. and then the ending with the fire are like the big two for me. But I think if you go back and rewatch this match and everything you just said about the pace they set, Sean working with the hurt back and just their chemistry, it's Sean and Taker. You know what I mean?
I want Anthony to watch this match.
Oh, Anthony, young Anthony.
Young Anthony.
I've got to say, I was really surprised, not from my level, because I was never a big fan of this match, but I know that you love this match. I'm surprised we didn't see Taker and Mark Henry on your list from WrestleMania.
I do. I love this match. I love this match. Just didn't make it. I just liked all these other matches a little bit more. I do love Mark Henry. I think it's a greatly underrated match. I think it's one of my favorite Taker WrestleMania matches.
Yeah.
I really do. It just squeaked out because I really wanted those two Lucha Underground matches to be represented. I really wanted. I thought Goldust deserved to be on there. I thought Big Show deserved to be on there. You know, in hindsight, maybe I could have moved some shit around. You're making me double guess my spot of Yokozuna.
But that just for me, that match was all. Even as a kid, I was just like,
because now looking back, you're probably right. The Mark Henry match probably is better than that match. I think I was looking at that match in rose-colored glasses because I watched it right after the Royal Rumble match. And when you watch it right after the Royal Rumble match, it's like a 5-star match.
yeah. The Rumble match. The Rumble match was more of a show than of a match, right? Although exactly. I do love the spot that Yoko and Taker do, where Yoko slams Taker's head against the stairs and he pops it back up after. I always love that spot. There is one match that I think you should have taken a look at. Okay. And I don't know if you did or not, but Darby Allin against Ethan Page from AEW.
I didn't enjoy it. I watched it, not even an honorable mention. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, and this is not an AEW slam. This is a Darby Allin slam. I'm not a fan of Darby. I'm just not. I thought Ethan held his own in the match. I don't get Darby Allin. I don't get what he's trying to do. I understand. And again, I think this goes back to my old man yells at the cloud thing. I think I'm too old for this. I don't know. He's not for me.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's fine. He's for a younger generation. I get why people like him. He's just not for me. That's I think fair. This is, this is why people in their 40s in 1997 didn't get
the Attitude Era.
The Attitude Era.
Yeah.
I think this is where I am now. I'm 41 years old. Darby Allin is not created for a 41-year-old man.
Yeah.
And I so his character is not for me, and his match style is not for me. I don't enjoy his style of wrestling. That's
fair. That's fair. I didn't watch his match with Andrade. I haven't seen that one, but I heard it was good.
And I did, and again, didn't enjoy it. There were some spots with he put a bunch of tacks on a skateboard. I'm like, okay, this doesn't belong in a casket match, but whatever. Was that the one? I think Sting got involved a bit. And right. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not for me. That's all I can say. I'm not going to shit on it because it is. I can honestly say I know that this product, that part of AEW, is not created for a man like me.
Yeah, and it's cool that you can sit there and be like, he's just not my guy. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people just be like, he's shit, blah 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 blah, and. Yeah,
he's not. I think he is a talented guy, but his style is not the style I enjoy.
Yeah, and that's totally fair.
And I honestly believe the coffin drop is the most irresponsible, stupidest fucking finisher in professional wrestling today.
I'm not a big fan of it. I'm with you. Actually, I'm not a Darby guy either, but I did enjoy that casket match with Ethan Page. I did. At least I remember enjoying it when it happened. You mentioned Mind Games earlier with Goldust. He wasn't the first person that defaced the casket. King Mabel, baby.
King Mabel.
That match was not going to make a list, but
definitely on my honorable mentions. I enjoyed the match. I really did. I thought it was a good match. Plus, I love Phantom Taker.
Yeah, and Kamala, just because I just love Kamala selling in their Survivor Series match.
It's a good match. It's not a horrible match. It's not list worthy, but it's a good match.
That's it, though. For the most part, minus your placement on that Big Show match,
I've got a few. Honorable mentions. I've got Chavo versus Taker from SmackDown. If you ever get a chance to go rewatch that, it's actually quite good.
Okay.
I've got two more Lucha Underground matches. Both involve your boy Phoenix. I've got Mil Muertes versus Phoenix.
Yeah, love
And
that
then
one.
and then I've got the triple Grave Consequences matches, which is Mil Muertes versus Phoenix versus Sammy Crane, also known as Sammy Callahan.
Ah,
Great match, really cool match. Two more. I've got Daniel Bryan versus Kane during their
okay, yeah.
during their really fun feud, and Kane versus Triple H during the Katie Vick feud was a good match.
I can't argue it. I think your list was good. I would have put Phoenix on personally. I maybe would have bumped Yoko, and I would have moved Taker and Big Show down.
I don't think Phoenix would have made my list, but I am sort of regretting not getting Mark Henry on there.
Somebody's gonna get their ass kicked. Yeah.
Well, the only downside, I believe that match was the first match where they started calling him the Silverback, and he's gone out flat out saying that was some bullshit.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know about that.
Well, he hates that gimmick. He hates that nickname. It's racist as fuck.
I didn't know anything. I don't know anything about that. I didn't even know they called him that.
Yeah, for a long time they called Mark Henry. He was the Silverback. That was his nickname.
I have
So
no memory.
They're basically calling a large black man a gorilla.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, little tone deaf.
Can't do that.
No, can't do that.
How about I do a list next week? You wanna do that?
That'd be fun. What do you want to do?
I don't know yet. You said something Shield related. Maybe I'll look into that. I got a couple lists written down.
We are approaching the 10th anniversary of the debut of the Shield, and I think that would be a really cool list, and it could be a few lists. It could be great Shield moments. It could be just a mixture of Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose moments.
Yeah, that would be kind of a fun one.
There's a lot you can do with that, man.
That would be a fun one. I'll put something. Maybe I'll put a Survivor Series spin on something. I got some time to think about it, and then we're gonna bring you one more interview because I did a cool one.
Yeah, we're gonna take a step back from interviews for a while. The funny thing is, here's the funny thing. After our last several interviews, and we know we've been throwing a lot of interviews at you, Tyler and I said we promised each other, okay, let's take a break. We're not gonna do any interviews for the rest of the year. We're gonna focus on what brought us to the game. We're gonna do a bunch of lists. The very next day, Tyler texted me. He's like, or no, I think he called me. You're like, so you know how we didn't gonna not do any lists anymore or not do any interviews anymore? I said, yeah. We have Homicide tomorrow at 3. I'm like, fuck.
The notorious 187 Homicide is coming to Counted Out. There are small little clips that are available on our YouTube page right now that you can check out. I will be posting a couple more this week. I'll give you a little taster of what to expect. What a great guy Homicide was.
Man, I wish I could have been on that. Unfortunately, the timing didn't work out for me. But Homicide, I listened to parts of the interview anyways, and he sounds like a great guy. He really does.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that one. So stay tuned for that. I'll do a list next week. We'll do Homicide, and we got Steve Bourne. I did record with Steve Bourne. I don't know when
will pop up sometime, but then we're gonna do we're gonna start. Excuse me. We're gonna start working towards our year-end show. And then I don't know if we're not going to give all details right now, but we're working on a big project for the end of the year.
Yeah, let me solidify a little bit more of that before we get into it.
Yeah, we're not going to let it all in the bag, but let it be known we are working on something, and it's not just going to be us. We're going to bring in a lot of our friends. It's going to be a big project, something huge for you guys that we're really fucking excited about. So we can't wait to tell you about that.
Yeah, and I got nothing else to say this week.
No, man, I forget how to. I start rambling when I forget how to end our shows. But yeah, on behalf of finally doing a list again, and on behalf of fucking hanging out with you again, man.
It's been a while, man. I've been off the grid.
It's been a while. You have been totally off the grid. You've been really busy. You went to your buddy's wedding this weekend. You sound like shit because of it. Yeah, I can tell. So I hope you had a good time with that. And a few weeks before you went to AEW, you were probably hurting from after that. You just haven't recovered. You need to recover.
Life is kicking my ass, man.
Because we're going into the end of the year and we need you healthy. We need you 100, baby.
I'm ready.
So yeah. So on behalf of finally sitting down and having a good list with you, we're going to do that again soon. If you're listening to this on the weekend of November 5th, try to make it to Mississauga Battle Arts Academy for the Arthur Caulfield show. All proceeds go to the whole to Holden Albright and the Brendan Caulfield family. It's for a great cause. You're going to see a ton of great wrestlers, a lot of great matches. And you might win a couple things because a lot of the sponsors are going to be giving some stuff out to be raffled off, including us.
Yeah, we're doing a McFoley autograph. We're giving out of my personal collection there, and I think I'm putting together like a little wrestling gift basket as well that we're working on with myself and you.
There's going to be some gift certificates from local businesses that we're going to throw in there. The restaurant I work at, I was able to coerce some gift certificates. A local brewery is going to throw some shit in for us. I'm going to throw in the hat I have signed by both Jay and Mark Briscoe. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff you can win from us. So go down, see some great wrestling, win some cool prizes, and put your money towards a great cause. Help out our boy Brendan Caulfield, Holden Albright in his time of need right now, and I mean that because not only is he grieving the loss of his father, but he's grieving the loss of his fucking bank account because funerals are not fucking cheap.
Yeah, they're expensive.
And the man's a professional wrestler. I don't know if you guys know this, but they don't make a lot of money. So go help out. It's for a great cause.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself, man. Mike.
And on behalf of the greatest casket matches of all time, we have been counted out.
Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, myself, along with all of Ontario Professional Wrestling, are running the Arthur Caulfield Memorial Show, where all proceeds will be going to Holden Albright, also known as Brendan Caulfield, and the Caulfield family. It will be taking place on November 5th at 7 p.m. at Battle Arts Academy. That's 4880 Tompkin Road in Mississauga, Ontario. We have Impact Wrestling superstar Giselle Shaw wrestling Alexia Nicole for the very first time on our show. Very exciting stuff. As well, a no disqualification match between Eazy-E, Eric Carney, and Rex Atkins, where the loser will have their legs waxed live in the ring during intermission. And as well, I have stolen myself a title match. So somewhere from around Ontario, I will be getting myself a title match on this show. And the Battle Royal, where the winner gets to debut the next week at Barrie Wrestling.